Hey, you guys, I'm coming at you live from early on this Wednesday morning. Um, it is going to be a quick Wisdom Wednesday because I do have to get ready for work pretty soon. So I just wanted to come on here and speak to you guys this morning because I know the day is going to be super busy. So I'm probably actually going to pre-record this one and not get on Facebook Live because of that reason. And I know no one's probably on. You're all at work, clocking in, ready to work. So today's message that I want to talk to you guys about is just the ripple effect, okay? My biggest thing that I want to convey to you guys is just that, your lives matter and you are having a huge impact on this world, whether you realize it or not, okay? So let's start off with just a basic statement, and then I'm going to go into 3 different topics that I'll make sure I tell you guys before I go into them. So the first thing that I want to say is, everyone in this world wants to know that they're making a difference in people's lives and they're making an impact on this world and just that their lives matter, right? Everyone has that innate desire. You can't tell me that you don't have that desire because every single one of us in this world wants to feel like we matter and that there's a reason we're here. So the first topic I want to dive into is just to let you know that, you can have as much success as you want to have, but just remember that with greater success comes such a bigger responsibility to then share that success with others. You have to be willing to take on all of this extra information and wealth of knowledge and then pass it on, not just to your generation, spread it around to the people around you, right? And this can be in like slight ways. It doesn't have to be necessarily a lesson like teaching like I'm doing, things that I'm learning, I'm sharing with you guys. This can be in everyday life, just spreading the positivity that you're learning or spreading the knowledge that you're learning in different ways. Everyone has a mix of talent, has a mix of passion, has a mix of vision, right? And we were put here on earth to live that out on this big stage called life. So with that, I want to just talk to you guys about how, the daily actions, these things matter and they are creating ripples in this world. And the story that I want to point out is one that Will Smith has told previously, and it's about building a brick wall, okay? I'm going to read this directly so I don't fudge up the story. But what he said was when he was 12 years old and his little brother was 9, basically his dad one summer literally broke down this brick wall, right? He tore it down, like probably used a sledgehammer, tore it down, right? And he told him and his little brother to rebuild it. Now, a little 12-year-old, think about little 12-year-old Will Smith, you guys. Like, he's like, that's impossible. Who can rebuild that? Like, you just sledged it all down. Who can rebuild that? His dad was like, do it, rebuild it. Will Smith said it took them 1.5 years to do it. And when it was finished, their dad said, now don't you ever tell me that there's something that you cannot do. How significant, right, you guys? So what Will Smith's thoughts on this were, you can't set out to build the wall. So think about this wall as any vision or dream that you have for what you want to create. You can't set out to just do that immediately, right? He said you set out to lay that first brick as perfectly as you possibly can. Just the first brick, you guys, just the first brick. And you do that every single day. And soon you will have that wall. So the significance of this story to me is just that, success will come to you, but it's what you do every single day, how you are laying the bricks of your life and your foundation to build that which you want and desire. That's what's important. It doesn't matter that you're not there immediately. Like successful people, they did research on this, you guys. Successful people, it takes them 10,000 hours of working on average to reach their final destination, their final goal. Do you know what that equates to? That equates to 40 hours a week for 5 years, 8-hour days. Can you imagine? Like, think about it. You wanted to graduate high school. It took you like 4 years. You want to graduate from college, on average, it usually takes people another 4 years. So why do you think that you're going to get all of this success and get exactly what you want if you're not going to put in that time and that effort to do that? If you're setting out on a new endeavor, how are you going to set out on that new endeavor and after 6 months and you're not seeing the type of success that you want and the type of monetary value put back into your bank account from what you've been putting in after 6 months? How do you expect that to happen? In order to have success in anything, it's going to take your daily effort, and it's going to take your daily effort over time. So that's what I really got from that story, and I just thought it was so significant that just every day, you guys, a year and a half, these two little boys, their daddy had them laying bricks every day for a year and a half. But at the end of the day, what an amazing lesson to instill in two young children, right? Like, just keep working at it. Keep working at it. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. You know that if you keep on doing this, you're going to get the wall. It's going to happen. It's the law of the universe. It can't not happen. You're putting in the work and the time and the effort day after day after day. You're going to get what you want, what you desire. But so many people quit. So many people look at the big picture. They see the pile of bricks down there and they just don't even want to start. And then 4 years pass them by and they could have had the brick wall that they wanted, but they were so intimidated just by thinking about the wall itself instead of thinking about, okay, let me find the first brick. Let me lay it as good as I can. Even if I don't have all the knowledge on the topic, even if I don't know what the heck I'm doing, I'm going to get better over time. I'm just going to lay it as best I can. So that's that first thing I want to talk about. The second thing is that a single, thoughtful, committed person can change the world. That ties into this, guys. A single, thoughtful, committed commitment, that means doing it when you don't feel like it. That means literally recognizing the fact that you are going to have days where the very last thing you want to do is work on what you set out to work on. Seriously, you guys, like our feelings, people let their feelings influence them way too much. And I'm 100% like guilty of this. And I'm not going to say I'm a victim because that's a choice we make innately. When we decide we're not going to do something that we set out to do based on the way that we feel, feelings are temporary. They are always going to pass you by. And then you're going to look back and be like, dang, like, yeah, I was feeling tired that day, but I still could have done it. You can do what you set out to do, but you have got to disregard your feelings because they are temporary, they are fleeting, and you cannot control them. You cannot control how you're going to wake up and feel, but you can control the actions you take after you wake up and feel that way. And regardless of how you feel, still carrying out the duty that you set out to carry out, right? So that's the biggest thing with that. And the ripple effect, you guys. Oh, I do want to say one more quote from Will Smith that I had heard. And this ties into the whole topic of just everyone wanting to know they make a difference. He says, I want the world to be better because I was here. I want my life, my work, my family to mean something. If you are not making someone else's life better, you are wasting your time. Your life will only become better by helping make other lives better. Do you guys hear this? Do you hear the significance of this? This means no more selfish interests. This means no more just going through life drifting, right? This means having a purpose. This means thinking, how can I make someone else's life better, right? This means in what area do I enjoy life and how can I use that which I enjoy to help make other people's lives better. That's all we're here to do, is just to help make other lives better. Because once you start to focus on someone else and other people, you are automatically going to be lifted, and you're going to look around and be like, holy crap, how did I even get here? It's because you stopped focusing on yourself and you started focusing on helping other people. That's what's important in this world. That's your ripple effect. And tying in right into the ripple effect, we all have this on others, you guys. We can't even see it. It's so invisible, like you don't even know it's happening. But what happens with ripples, right? It starts super small. You barely even see it. And then you start to see these lumps and bigger lumps and bigger lumps. And you may not even be here and know and see that big lump that happens. But you also never know when something that you're doing is creating that ripple effect in someone else's life. So I'm here to ask you today, are your ripples that you're producing positive or negative? Do you want them to be positive or negative? Because you have the power. And do you know how you can change your ripples to be all positive by adopting positive habits in your life, by making positive improvements in your life on a daily basis. This is a journey. Life is work. I am not going to sit here and tell you guys that I do not want you to work for this, because at the end of the day, you cannot go through life not working on yourself and expect better outcomes. I want your ripple effect on this world to be a positive one. I want you to make an impact in a positive way on this life, not in a negative manner. So make positive improvements in your life, you guys. Be very strategic in this and really think about yourself and reflect on where you are right now and where you want to be. Reflect on yourself periodically throughout the year. Just as often as Where You Work does their quarterly annual reviews, do that for yourself. Can you not work harder on yourself than you do on your job? That's what we're here to do, is to work on ourselves and become the best us that we can be so that we can spread this to other people. I want my life to have a positive impact on every single person I touch. And that is a huge, huge, scary thing to say, because it means I have work to do. I have work to do on myself. I have things I need to study. I have things I need to open my eyes to, take this veil off of my eyes of negativity in this life. And it just means working daily. I'm just going to lay each brick the best I can, no matter how mangled that brick is, the best I can to recreate this wall of greatness, this wall of success, this wall of anything that I want and desire in this life. But it's going to take me working, staying committed each and every day to become the best person that I can possibly be. You guys, your impact can be enormous. We all have the desire, but are you willing to put in the work each and every single day? Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning into this Wisdom Wednesday. It's time for me to get ready for work, but I hope that had a positive impact on someone's life.